Bid.
You can if you'd like, or you can just
I was gonna just say enter into the.
enter in the red, but
Okay.
please note this correction that we're
Okay.
going with beer beer.
Okay. Got ya.
Will you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call?
Here. Ms. Mutner.
Here.
Mr. Rogan.
Here.
Mr. Esposito.
Here.
Supervisor Williams.
Here. Everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, will somebody like to audit some bills?
Sure, I will make a motion to approve abstract number 5 dated March 14th, 2025 in the amount of $200,104.50. So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And budget transfers?
Sure. We have only one budget transfer this evening. This is budget adjustment request number 5. This following budget adjustment is necessary to carry forward year-end 2024 Veterans Memorial Capital Project balance for the playground equipment. So we'll be increasing the appropriated fund balance $97,208 and increasing park equipment and capital outlay $97,208. I'd like to make a motion to approve budget adjustment request number 5 dated March 26, 2025. So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All right, as part of the MS4 program for the town of Patterson and the stormwater management plan the town is required to have, we are required in the permit to have an enforcement response plan. So we did put one together last fall. I'll bring it into the town board for review and approval, I hope. It basically lays out why we're enforcing certain components of the stormwater program, in particular, chapter 99 and 133 of the town code, and the process for how we need to do enforcement, starting off with verbal warning, written notice, following up with stop work orders, and finally issuing violations, how we have to track the enforcement program, which all has to be documented in our stormwater management program. A lot of crazy stuff, but the state is requiring us to have this in place. Anybody have any questions?
More of a comment. I like that in the opening paragraph, you make reference that this is a guide. This is intended for obtaining compliance, and it's meant as a minimum. In one of the cases when I was reading through the different responses, so it might go through a scenario where 2 verbal warnings would be issued prior to a notice of violation, but it gives the inspector the ability to adjust that depending on the magnitude of the infraction. So obviously, if they get to a site and they see such an egregious violation, they can jump right to an NOV and a stop work order. They don't have to, it's not like anybody can come in and say, hey, I didn't get both of my verbal warnings. So I wanted to make sure that that's clear within the process. For some of the larger violations, it does go directly to a stop work order. But, you know, again, we always want our staff to have the discretion to use enforcement commensurate with the problem. So I appreciate that that's written in there, Rich. Thank you.
Anyone else? I'd like to make a motion to approve the Town of Patterson Enforcement Response Plan dated October 1st, 2024. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, building department. We have a request from the building department. Some time ago, we made some accommodations for the building department clerk to flex her time as long as she's maintaining a 35-hour weekly full-time schedule. She's allowed to work between 8 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Flexing her time as needed, as long as there is coverage in the office. It has been working out very well. And she is asking that we continue to allow her to flex her time. Does anybody have any comments on this one?
I just actually have a question. She notates in her memo to us stating that she makes herself available on the day that she's not working. A little concerned with that. I find that a
She's
little.
not charging us for it, so.
No, that's not my point. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, that she's not getting paid for it. So is there
listen,
some way we could compensate her the time back if in the event anyone has to reach out to her?
So it doesn't happen very often, but if, there's a question that comes up in the office, do you know what happened to this file? Where is it?
Mhm.
That's what she's referring to. So it's usually just a 5-minute phone call.
Okay, all
And
right. So if it's maybe a little more than that, then we should have her at least advise Bob, and maybe she can get compensated for that, maybe hour or whatever it would be.
All
I
right.
just think it's unfair to have to, it's your day off, you've worked your hours and now you're being called. Being someone that happens to a lot.
all right, so I'd like to approve the continued flexing of time by the clerk in accordance with the prior schedule, but I'd like to do it for a year, not 6 months. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, I brought this up some time ago. Our 250th anniversary of the founding of our country, or at least the starting of the founding of our country, is coming up next year. And the county and the town are looking to have a committee to promote the event, come up with maybe some events, maybe some signage, I hope. And organize just a general event for the commemoration of that date. And I'd like to get that committee going and formalize it. I believe Pat Ploger is here from the Historical Society, if you'd like to talk about anything, but I know she's anxious to be on the committee.
Yay, Pat.
You'd like?
Thank you. Pat Ploger, Patterson, Patterson Historical Society. The Historical Society was approached by the county historian's office some months ago. We've been aware of the semi-quincentennial for some time. And the Historical Society, while it wants to participate fully in terms of events and so forth, is really undermanned and womaned. And we feel that we would best be served in doing our library presentations with a focus on the war, making people in Patterson aware of the participation and the events of the Patterson residents during the Revolution and prior to. I don't know how many people in this town realize that in 1766, 10 years before the start of the Revolution or the Declaration of Independence, that Patterson was the scene of a revolt by tenant farmers, and the redcoats were called out in force, several hundred, to quell this revolt. The farmers were kind of fed up with the pressure that the landlords, meaning the big kind of London blessed landlords who owned all the property in our area, the tenant farmers leased from them, and they were abused, so they revolted. And during the battle, which took place around the Great Swamp, the 2 British soldiers were killed. And there's a whole big story about the people who were involved in this, and a wonderful woman named Mehitabel Pendergrast, the wife of the leader of this rebellion, who, long story short, went 80 miles on horseback to New York City. She kind of outdid Sybil to talk to the governor to prevent her husband from being hanged. And she was successful. And so anyway, so there's a lot of history. We have a lot of people who stayed here. We were a refuge during the Revolution for people from Danbury, people from Lower Westchester, some very notable people. So in other words, the Historical Society would like to promote this. I know that it's not as visual, I think, as an event would be, but we'll try to do anything in our power to help with getting the word out that the revolution had an effect on Patterson and vice versa.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not quite sure. Did she just volunteer?
Yeah, I didn't hear, but
Does any town board member wish to volunteer to be involved with this?
I think George might want to.
George, go ahead.
I happen to be over, George Israel, resident of Patterson, also on the library board. I happen to be over at the library today speaking with our director, Stephanie Harrison. And we were looking over the agenda, and she would very much like to be, like the library to be involved in the committee. She would also like to say to the town board that the library is interested in being able to host any events that would be involved in the 250th anniversary, and like you to consider that, and because we're a part of the community, and so there's another organization that can volunteer.
Do you have somebody that would, actually be sitting on the committee, taking lead for the library?
I think that we can. I can't give you a name right now, but I know that Stephanie will be reaching out to you, and I'm sure that we can come up with either a staff member or a trustee that will be able to serve on the committee.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
Well, I would be interested in something like that.
Yeah, well, I can get involved.
I celebrated the 200-year anniversary, so way back. So I'd like to do the 250 also.
Counting on being here, are we? Mr. Flavin. I know you had expressed an interest in doing this. Are you still interested?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So then, within my powers to appoint committees, would like to appoint a 250th celebration committee. At least initially with Ms. Ploger, Mr. Flavin, Stephanie Harris, or her designee. And Peter, Mary, and Joe. Unless anybody else is volunteering.
Keep Larry out of this one.
No. Listen, I should just do it right now and
Please.
appoint Larry.
Thank you.
Larry Maxwell, town historian. Yeah.
And I meant that in all sincerity. He's been biting at the bit with this.
Yes, no, I know he has, but there's been some back and forth about if this is the right time or not the right time. Okay. All right.
Great.
Moving on, my executive session, which has now not only personnel, but contract. I need to talk to the board about the EMT's contract a little bit. I'll defer to the end of the session. Mary?
Yeah. Okay, so we have a couple of highway requests. First one being that a few meetings ago, we approved the purchase of a 32-yard Packer truck in the amount of $330,000, meeting some DEC enforcement discretion. We've had to increase and purchase the a plow for this 32-yard Packer truck. So I'd like to reauthorize the new purchase amount for $335,973.15. So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then I have a resolution here for the acceptance of bids for materials and services for the highway department. The highway department has recommended that certain bids be accepted and awarded to the respective bidders on this outlined in this resolution. I'd like to make a notation that we are going with the Mirabito Holdings for the gasoline purchases. So with that, I'll make a motion to approve this resolution for the acceptance of bids and enter it into the record as the read. So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Me? Thank you.
It is you.
It is.
Only Joe here, right?
Okay, I have here, I do have. So we have to give some background, 24 Quaker Road, Quaker Manor
Actually,
Road.
26.
Which one?
26 Quaker Manor. He's got the wrong address, 26.
26, okay.
It's 26.
Sorry, okay, well, the one I have, all right, so it's 26, wait, check that, 26 Quaker Manor Road, so it's an abandoned house, let me get this license. It's an abandoned house that we had a public hearing on.
Mhm.
It's kind of an eyesore and it's a safety hazard. So you could jump in and tell me if I'm right on this. We need a registered architect to tell us the condition of the home before we can move forward on whatever we're gonna do next.
Correct.
So we have a quote here from Eric. Sorry if I say this, Kupferberg. He's a registered architect and he will provide that service for $550. So if anyone has any questions or want to add to that, then I make a motion to accept this proposal of work for $550 from Eric Kupferberg. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then I also have. So this is a price quote for some aerators for Putnam Lake. So the pond and lake connection are giving us a quote of $10,572 for 4 aerators. My understanding is that these, and again, jump in if you want to, that these will help mitigate our HAB problem at the 2 beaches, because we'll put these there and it'll keep the water moving. So if anyone has nothing to add, I make a motion to that we accept this quote and move forward on the purchase of the aerators for $10,572. So moved.
Second, with a quick question. For the beaches, do the aerators go inside the swim area or outside? the swim area?
Under the docks. They go under the docks, basically blowing into the swim area. They have to be turned off when people are swimming there.
So it's just a matter of flipping a switch and
Yep.
turn them off, and there's no issues with. They're attached physically to the bottom of the docks? Or are they
Yeah.
just submerged and,
Well, that's gonna be the $64 question, how they're gonna attach them.
okay,
And it does mention there, don't be swimming while they're running. Yeah.
second on the, I had seconded the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Peter?
Oh, no. Like to make a motion to, ask the, town clerk to put out advertisement for the position of fire inspector for the town of Patterson. It's a part-time position. It's $22,000 annually. And I'd like to make a motion, that be put out for advertisement.
Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the proposal for beach sand for Jackson Beach and Warren Beach. 3 bids were taken and the lowest bid to deliver and spread is $4,580. So I make a motion to accept the $4,580 quote. So moved.
Second.
That's from Prime Excavating.
Oh, sorry,
All
Primex.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 So Peter?
You're up.
Okay, next item we have relates to our Patterson Memorial Park and getting ahead on our treatments that may be necessary. As Joe mentioned, harmful algal blooms and our concerns there. So this is for Life Inc. to do the algal treatments with the DEC permitting. Make a motion, we approve $1,350. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the next item is a non-bid procurement for some mulch that is needed for also for the Veterans Memorial Park. The low bidder was Ferris Mulch for an amount of $7,800. That's for 300 cubic yards of playground mulch to be delivered to the park. I'll make a motion. We approve that non-bid procurement request form. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. just to let everybody know, this is actually for the new playground. We still have to purchase mulch for the remainder, so this is about half of what we're gonna need out there.
But this mulch is probably, is this the same kind of mulch, the playground mulch
Mhm.
that we're gonna be using in the other areas?
Yeah.
So we're looking at, okay. Does it make sense to get it all delivered at once or?
We're not ready to have it delivered this.
600
And we need
A
to,
lot of.
and the new play, so everybody knows the new playground is in and up. We need to get the mulch down so the kids, because the kids are gonna be wanting to jump on it,
Wow.
so.
Just need to vote.
Yes, I know.
Ah,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, other business, and I apologize to everybody, but there's a few things that came in today. And I'd like to make a motion to add to the agenda, the Putnam Lake Fire Department new members, a recreation request, EMS request, and a driveway bond. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll start with the first one.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so we had, on the previous meeting, we had approved some repairs to one of our ambulances for an amount not to exceed $3,200 for some work that was needed to that piece of apparatus. And of course, once you get the vehicle into for service, they found some additional repairs that were necessary on some brake work. So we're looking for an authorization for an additional $1,100 on that repair to number 36-7-2. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next one. Ambulance?
Sure.
Okay, there's two of them. They're two different ones.
Just the second one. Okay, so next is a request for repairs to ambulance 36-7-2, which is the 2017 Ford F-350. Needs radiator heater hose repair, inspection. This is at Brewster Ford for an amount of $1,650. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Do the rec?
Sure. We have a request here from Mr. Machabaro to hire Cyclo Carry as a recreation assistant at the rate of $12 per hour. Cyclo will be, I don't know, I guess its effective date is not on here. It's today. Effective today,
Sure.
25th, 2025. I'd like to make a motion to approve Cyclo Carry as the recreation assistant. So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good.
Okay, give me a second. So we have some new members for the Putnam Lake Fire Department. Let me find their names here.
First.
Right there, okay. So Jonathan Tucker would like to join the Putnam Lake Fire Department, so I would like to move that we accept the as a new fire department member, Jonathan Tucker, for the Putnam Lake Fire Department. So moved. Did I do that right?
It's a
Got it
resolution.
have
A
it,
resolution, I'm sorry.
So just ask that the resolution be. entered.
So I asked, oh, I'll do this all over
There you
again.
go.
So, regarding Jonathan Tucker and the fire department, I ask, so regarding that, I move that this resolution be read and entered into the record as though read. So moved.
You got it.
Thank, I'll get this eventually.
You got it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Am I gonna do it? You're gonna do it.
I did. I didn't read it, so.
All right, so a number of years ago, we had an individual post a bond for a driveway. That property has since been sold. We do have the paperwork showing that the bond transferred over to the new owner. At this point, I would like to make a motion to release the bond for 21 Big Elm Road. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody have any other business they wish to bring up at this time? Public recognition. Does anybody here tonight, sitting in the audience, wish to address the board on any matter or issue? If you would approach the mic, state your name for the record.
Evening. Clearly set for tall people. My name is Gwen Doherty and I live at 426 Ice Pond Road. And I wanted to start by thanking you all for including public comment, having Zoom, and allowing transcript to be made of the meetings every week. It is every session. It's an important part of the process, so thank you first. I actually would love an update on the walking path around Putnam Lake and was hoping that you guys could give that this evening.
So last year we did start, it's going to be something that we do incrementally over, a period of time. We are currently plotting out the next section, which sometime in the summer, when we are not bogged down with paving and the streets have all been swept clean, we will probably do another section of the boardwalk around the lake, the walking path around the lake. I'm not exactly sure which section we're going to be doing right now. Because while internally, with the planning department, we've been looking at, the various areas, we have to meet with the highway superintendent and see what his schedule is.
Great. Is there a time frame that you can commit to for the path to be completed?
There is not.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Come on, George.
Encore appearance.
George Disbrow, Tammany Hall Road, representing the library. You may not be aware, but National Library Week is coming up. I know you're all very excited about that. And
We are now.
the library is sponsoring, and I'll show this to you. Well, I know all the town board members have received this via email. The Friends of the Library are sponsoring on Wednesday, April 9th. They're sponsoring from 10 to 11 bagels and coffee. This is open to the public to come in. Well, good.
He's got to read it to
All right. And that'll be from 10 to 11. Obviously, the public is invited. I know that you all have received an individual invitation. 1:30, there's going to be some music for a half hour. And 2 o'clock, there's storytelling for some of our younger people. And then on Thursday, April 10th, I'll show this to you in a moment. We are showing the movie Reagan with Dennis Quaid. Remember, you may have seen that. What would be different about this is that instead of just showing the movie, if you'd like to stay afterwards, and we're going to sort of treat it as a book club, and we're going to have a discussion group afterwards. Don't have to stay for that, it's not required. But we thought that would be kind of nice to do. And the last one that I have to show you, outdoor activity. I believe it's April 24th. Yes, I got it right, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Bird watching. The Bedford Audubon Society is coming, and they're going to be going outside, walking some of the trails and discussing some of the guiding you in the identifying some of New York's most common and bird species, and learn about the unique trails and birds that are in our area. So we welcome everybody to come and join us. I specifically like to repeat that the April 9th National Library Week, that activity for that day is open to the public. So anyone watching this or listening on Zoom, please come and join us. We'd love to see you come and see our facility. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Hey, George, what's the date on the Reagan movie? I missed when you said it.
24.
Probably because I mumble a lot.
No, I doubt
It's
that.
Thursday, April 10th at noon.
Wow. Okay.
Anyone else wish to address the board? And we'll open it up to anybody joining us by Zoom. If there's anybody joining us by Zoom, if you would unmute, state your name and address for the record, and ask your question or make your comment.
Hi, it's Stacy Dumont from Bullet Hole. How are you?
Good, Stacy, how are you?
Good, thank you. I was wondering if just residents can get involved in the 250th celebration.
I don't see why not.
Okay, should I contact the town or the Historical Society?
No,
Where would you recommend?
No, you would send your letter of interest to me.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have anyone else on Zoom? What did he say?
Hi, Tara.
All right, hearing no further comment, I would like to make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.